Hi everyone, welcome to our second Boss Brands audit. Okay, today we're going to take a look at Weedlaw, which is a law firm specializing in the cannabis industry. And I thought this was really interesting and timely, so we take a look at this. So all we have right now to take a look at is our website. So we're going to do just that. So for starters, the logo is the color blue. It has the leaf symbol in there. My first take is that it's a little busy. There's like a scribble, there's a circle, there's a lot going on. So I would definitely want to simplify that a little bit. And I might even do either like a dark blue, like a navy, like, has that legal kind of look to it, or would go with green, but we'll get more into that later, recommendations. Okay. So this is the homepage. And as you can see, I think it's built on a wrong type of platform because this looks like an e-commerce site. I see like a shopping cart over here. So you come on and right away, you see this old fashioned pen and this, paper, maybe it's parchment with this script. Definitely not the kind of target audience that you're looking to impress. So I'm not sure what the tone is that you meant to set with this, but it's not doing it for me. We would want to keep it much more youthful, much more oriented with, the actual field that you're targeting. Okay. The tagline is good. Okay, this is like bright blue. This is not reading cannabis to me at all, or legal solutions. So I'm not sure about this blue. And then we have a bunch of stock photos here in the slider. I don't even know what these are. But a lot of the pictures are like generic stock photos. And it's not really relevant to the cannabis industry. And I think you're kind of missing the mark because this can really be anything. So what I would suggest is going with more specific pictures to the niche that you're in, because it's so specific. And then over here by the services, I think this is the services, it's like 4 different things here, and then there's a bunch of different services here. It seems a little bit overwhelming for me. I would rather have smaller pictures, maybe have bullet points, maybe have just something where I can see it all together, and it doesn't seem like so much scrolling and reading that I have to do. Also, a lot of this feels repetitive. So a start a business session, a business consultation, and a business strategy session. That all sounds pretty similar to me. So maybe think about having this in a list form instead of so spread out like this. The get in touch form, it's a little bit long. You can just have like email and message. And then on the bottom, again, we have like a really generic picture that doesn't really say much about the industry, about the specialty. It doesn't show that you really understand your target audience. They're not your typical business people. They're a little bit quirky. They're a little bit out of the box, most probably, a little more open to risk. And I would go with that. So here are recommendations from Boss Brand for Weedlaw. Here's our inspiration board. We're going to go through it. And again, this is just a brief overview. So the visual identity. So the visual identity of the brand is the outward appearance that attracts the brand's consumer with carefully curated elements that inspire and delight. So these are the colors that I would suggest. I would want to use strong dark colors to set a tone of authority, right? Because you're business consultants, you're legal experts, so you definitely want to have that gravitas. And then you also want to go, with those greens, so you have that familiarity of the cannabis industry. It feels relevant. So we have our greens, we have black, we have like a creamy white all the way on the right. So we have that mix of the legal and the cannabis industry greens. This is the look that I would suggest. So we have elements of green, we have things relevant to the law, and we have those leaves. So it feels relevant across the board in terms of the legal industry and in terms of the cannabis industry. For the website, I would go modern and authoritative. So something simple, but very bold and clear. This is what we do. This is who we serve. And you want to keep it modern to show that you're with the times and you're up to date, because this is such a new, young industry. You have to look young and cool. Okay, so before we were talking about stock photos, and I would definitely try to get pictures of people, people who are young, people who are happy, right? They're enjoying, and they're hard at work. So, you're thinking of these cannabis entrepreneurs, they're young, they're sitting with their laptops, they're working. This is the type of imagery that would probably appeal most to them instead of the generic kind of stock photos that you have. And that concludes our brief brand audit. Let me know if you have any questions or if you would like your brand to get audited. Thanks.